Hey everybody, Goran here. Today is the third day me practicing Recuerdos De La Alhambra, the 7-day challenge. I already posted 2 videos. In the first one I went in depth how I'm going to practice, how I'm going to prepare for this piece, how I'm going to get better, trying to have some kind of structure and plan how to work on technical aspects, musical aspects in detail, and make sure that I dig really as deep as I can to have a good solid plan, to practice various technical challenges, and to constantly remind myself on things that need to be fixed, that I think in general I need to improve, and in particular to this piece. I mentioned a lot about practicing staccato in the right hand, practicing syncopated, practicing slow, but not only always be in a practice mode. We don't want to practice 90% and then 10% is fun. We want to gradually go from practicing slow, staccato, syncopated, separate hands, to be able to practice, to play through the whole piece in tempo with enjoyment, with musical intention, just because we don't want to constantly only practice. We want to try to jump across that point where we feel comfortable with a piece, and now it's time to let loose a little bit and go for the musicality. Today I had more time to practice. Yesterday I took a day off. I was busy. I had customers at the shop and it took my whole day off, and I actually kind of feel good about it because for first 2 days I practiced maybe an hour on the piece each day. So yesterday I took a break. Today I did at least an hour, and I combined my practicing. I warmed up in detail. I practiced various technical things that I would normally do, and then I dug into the piece in detail. I practiced all the things that I was talking about in the first and the second video. Also, I didn't practice like an hour and a half in chunk. I practiced for like 20 minutes, took a break, did some stuff around the house, went out for a walk, went for a jog, practiced more, came back, went for a swim. So, I think at my age, we can't practice 8 hours anymore. Our bodies will have a hard time with that. When you're in your 20s, I remember doing it, every day for 6 months, 6-7 hours a day, no problem, no pain anywhere. But now it's not the same thing, so I like to spread things around quite a bit. Okay, I feel that I have gotten quite a little bit better just from practicing today. I think everything is a little bit more smooth. The transitions are smooth. I can allow myself to be musical. One thing that I talked about I think in the last video, talking about playing freely, playing rubato in this piece, which is quite hard. It means that we can do we can push the tempo, we can accelerate a little bit, and we can slow down. This accelerando and what is it? The accelerando, I believe. And those are tricky things to do, and so I really was trying to practice slower tempo, but making those accelerando, just to see how far can I push it to still feel like I'm playing within a context of romantic piece for the guitar, like Alhambra. So I spent quite a bit of time doing that. I also practiced, like I explained in the second video, just trying to play, the tremolo. Maybe practice the, starting really soft to a point where it's mezzo forte already. So. And then do the same thing on the second string, which is again trickier. And I also feel the second string tremolo has been easier now that I've spent 3 days practicing. Not bad. I feel it still needs work, it still needs a little more refinement, but I think I'm getting there. Also in general, I think my left hand has an easier time going through the whole piece, just because I've, today in slow and fast tempo, I played it at least 2 or 3 times. So the left hand feels, more in control, and the transitions from chords, the awkward transitions feel a little bit easier. I do think that I did mention that, the pull-offs with the pinky, I think I overdid it in the first day of practice. Maybe I practiced a little too much, and I felt an awkward pain in the pinky, so that's why I took a little bit of a break. I think I just, to be honest, I don't exercise the pull-offs with a pinky that much, and when I overdid it, I could immediately tell that my hand was feeling a little bit weak. So I took a break. Now I know I have to do it a little bit more consistent. Nevertheless, it's good. Okay. Let's go for the piece. Again, I'm going to judge myself. I think first time I did it, I judged myself at 3.5, and I think the second performance was a little bit better, so maybe 4.5. Today, let's see what happens. Here we go. Okay, pretty happy with this. I think I crossed that line from just being able to play it to actually put some feelings, put some musicality in it. You know, that rubato thing I was talking about, I think I was able to do it at least a little bit. I wouldn't do those rubatos like out of place. I wouldn't do it too much. I think the piece is, you know, gorgeous on its own, and so we just have to put, you know, obviously we have to put our emotions, but we don't want to make it too all over the place. We don't want to play too rubato. You know, you do want to have, you do want to keep that pulse going on of the overall rhythm and the tempo of the piece. So I was able to play with dynamics. I was able to play to have certain spots where I took a little bit more time, took a little musical breath. I thought that was nice. The sound of the tremolo seems still a little harsh. You know, today I compared a couple other guitars, and obviously the last two videos I did on a spruce guitar as well. And this is a spruce one as well that's new. I don't want to blame it on the guitar. I think I have to dig into it even more. Maybe try the cedar top to get a little bit more warmth on the treble strings. I didn't think it was bad. It sounded a little harsh for me here right now. I'm not sure what it sounds to you. Keep in mind, I'm playing in a small room, you know, and this is you know, the microphone that I'm using. I think it's a great microphone, but it's just a clip-on Shure MV88. I think it's a very decent microphone. It doesn't cover a lot of low end, so don't think that I'm, you know, not playing those bass notes. I have been playing them, but this is a mic that covers mostly high end. It's pretty good. So okay, the things to practice, things to focus on, I think more of the same. At some point I'm gonna have to stop practicing, or maybe keep practicing, you know, warm up, do staccato, do all the variations, but I think in general more run-throughs will help me you know, with endurance. What I did this time, I played the first section twice, as it should be. In the first and the second video I did it once, just because I didn't want to get too tired. Now at least I know I'm not tired. I can play it a couple more times without hands being struggling. So that's good. In those terms, I think I have made progress. The pull-offs still kind of feel weak. I talked about it. There is nothing more to add. Just have to gradually get better at having a quicker response in the pull-offs, pull-ons. So that's something, like I said, has to be done gradually. First day I maybe overdid it, so I'm not gonna do it again. Another thing I want to mention, I did check out a couple of videos of other people doing it, and you know, I don't want to compare myself. You know, people always, not that much, but you know, sometimes I post something and they're like, oh, you know, John Williams does it better and Barrueco does it better. Yeah, thanks a lot, I agree. But you know, this is me, and you know, maybe that video that you have seen, you know, had two Neumann microphones with, you know, most amazing reverb. Of course it's gonna sound better. So let's not compare that with a dry room and a relatively cheap microphone. However, I do think that you know, checking out other people and maybe getting some ideas how it can be done differently. Today I did look at a recording of Irina Kulikova, I believe is the name, and I thought that was maybe the best Recuerdos that I've heard in a long time. Very relaxed playing, very beautiful, very patient, beautiful tone, beautiful phrasing. You know, the pull-offs, pull-ons, everything was in its place, and I was like, wow, that it can be done. It can be, you know, if somebody else can do it, I think I can do it on a pretty high level. So that kind of gave me a little boost, like, hey man, you gotta show up and practice a little bit more. One more thing I want to add is when I'm preparing for stuff like this, and of course this is just for fun, you know, this is not a competition. There's not going to be a prize ceremony awards when this is done, but I want to be good for my own, and quite frankly, it's a lot of fun to be able to play on a high level. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. What I want to add is try to avoid practicing one piece only when you're practicing. When you're practicing something like tremolo that's very delicate and very repetitive, we want to do something that's opposite movement of what you're doing. So for example, I would practice an opposite movement, so we're not overexhausting the same muscles. And you know, this was of course the beginning of the Aranjuez, which would be the opposite movement. So this is something that's going to give fingers a rest from just going quick inside movement. We want to be able to do an opposite movement that's going to help get muscles of the fingers in better shape, add more flexibility. I'm certain about that because I've done it for so many years and I notice it helps. Other exercises, of course, arpeggios and scales. Scales in particular would help for more precision with the left hand. Bar exercises. There's a lot of awkward bars in this, and we want to be able to practice without pressing too hard with the left hand. So hopefully this is useful for you. I've seen a lot of comments. Most of them were, "Hey, this is great, cool. I'm gonna start practicing this piece." So, you know, if you are, you know, a lot of times the comments are, "Oh, I'm not nearly on a close level as you are." Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. Take from this what you can use to get better yourself, and use some of the ideas of how to prepare and think about it. And I think you know, being very self-critical and training yourself, training your ear, your body, your mind, your soul to be completely aware of all the things that you're doing at the same time is an excellent exercise. So I'm going to finish with this, and hopefully everybody's doing well. Please comment, you know, say what you think of this performance. I don't know if I already said, I think I would grade myself generously 5.5. I think I have 3 more days to polish and to think about things, but I think I'm doing the right thing with the practicing. Cheers.